Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet, the voice you know with the news you trust studio, sponsored by BASF, where you can count on the trusted performance of Olivo seed treatment to protect your soybean crop. I'm Morgan Anderson out of Athens County. It's 47 degrees outside and mostly sunny. Our low for tonight is 34 degrees. Ohio AgNet's Joel Norwood is back again this week with our South American update.
Time for the latest South American update brought to you by Seed Genetics Direct, the #1 fastest growing and largest Ohio-based independent seed company. This latest update coming from our South American correspondent, Geraldo Isoldi. He says Brazil's wrapped up its 24-25 corn season with a record crop near 141 million metric tons, according to CONAB. But despite large supplies and only reasonable exports so far, domestic demand has pushed prices higher. Brazilian farmers have been holding grain, and it has paid off there. Their cash index in Sao Paulo climbed nearly 9% from October into early December, reaching its highest level since late May. Futures markets briefly ran even hotter. Weather concerns and early soybean uncertainty pushed January corn futures sharply above cash values. That's a move that many analysts viewed as overdone, he says. By mid-December, those futures began correcting back toward the physical market. Looking ahead, Brazil's new crop season remains largely on track, he says. CONAB made only minor adjustments to soybean and corn production estimates, keeping soybean output near 177 million tons and corn production close to 140 million tons. Export for the current marketing year remained projected at 40 million tons, a target that appears achievable given strong shipments earlier in the year. The bigger takeaway, structural, that Brazil's domestic corn consumption is rising rapidly, reducing the downside pressure typically associated with large crops. And aside from some short-term pressure in January, prices expected to stay firm, and volatility could increase into 2026 as domestic demand plays a larger role in price formation. You can find that full South American update online at ohioagnet.com today, brought to you by Seed Genetics Direct. I'm Joel Norwood reporting.
Thanks, Joel. We'll be right back after this.
They didn't have skim milk for your coffee, so I just got formaldehyde.
Ugh, isn't that stuff in floor cleaner?
Pizza's here. Would you like cheese on that? Or how about a Crowley?
Oh, no, that's in bug spray.
Hi there. Would you like to sample our new scent? Diethylene glycol.
Isn't that the stuff in antifreeze?
You wouldn't want to eat it, drink it, or even smell it, but that's exactly what's in your vapes. If you vape, quit. If you don't vape, don't start. For help, go to odh.ohio.gov/no vapes. A message from the Ohio Department of Health.
The U.S. House has passed the Whole Milk for Healthy Kids Act and sent it to President Trump for his expected signature, reversing Obama-era legislation that kept whole milk off school lunch menus. House Ag Chair Glenn Thompson led the long fight to reverse a 2010 law and restore whole milk to the school lunch program.
Well, the Healthy, Hunger-Free Kids Act's intention to reduce childhood obesity was good. Its impacts to attack whole milk have been misguided and devastating over the 15 years since its passage, resulting in the loss of an entire generation of milk drinkers.
Thompson called it a myth that whole milk causes weight gain and said his Whole Milk for Healthy Kids Act will restore choice and end waste in school cafeterias.
Rather than drinking milk they didn't like, students are throwing it away and losing out on the 21 essential minerals and 13 vitamins necessary for healthy development.
And farmers favor restoring flavored and unflavored whole and reduced fat milk on school menus. Minnesota farmer and bill co-sponsor Brad Finstad.
This legislation is a win-win for school-age children and dairy farmers across this country. I am proud that we now once again can say loudly, milk, it does a body good.
In the Senate, Iowa Republican Chuck Grassley was a co-sponsor of the bill, asked about concerns by some Democrats that whole milk's fat content is not backed by dietary guidelines and experts and could harm children.
I'm 92 years old and I drink whole milk.
Again, that's Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley. Now let's take a look at our afternoon closing markets brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. March corn up 4 cents at 4.40 1/2. May corn up 3 1/4 at 4.47 3/4 cents. July corn up 2 1/2 cents at 4.53 1/2. January beans down 4 1/2 at 10.58 1/4. March beans down 3 cents at 10.68 3/4 cents. May beans down 3 cents at 10.80 even. July wheat down 2 cents at 5.27 3/4 cents. September wheat down 1.5 pennies at 5.41 1/4. And December wheat down 1/2 cent at 5.59 1/2. December live cattle down 85 cents at $230.30. February live cattle down $1.15 at $229.55. April live cattle down $1.15 at $229.12.5. February lean hogs down $1.77.5 at $83. April lean hogs down $1.75 at $87.95. May lean hogs down $1.45 at $91.92.5. March feeder calves down $1.27.5 at $336.32.5. April feeder calves down $1.27.5 at $335 2.5 cents. In January, Class 3 milk up 4 cents at $15.89. Those were your afternoon closing markets. As always, thanks for joining us. Folks, you can find all this and more when you tune into the Ohio AgNet or check out our website, ocj.com. You can find all that and more when you tune in and check us out. I'm Morgan Anderson. You're listening to the Ohio AgNet.